Look, Clarence, mate, it doesn't matter how many times we get beat down. What matters is that we get the fuck up and we keep fucking trying. You're right, Donny. Now, who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm Clarence Claymore. Show me what you got, mate. Take that. Fucking touch me, cunt. Fuck, mate. We got a lot of work to do.
Now fucking come over here where it's safe. That's it, mate. Come on.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Clarence, mate, you alright?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Fuck, get out of there.
Fucking hell. Poor cunt.
Oh, yeah, Clarence, mate, yeah, should be alright now.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus. Just hold on. No. Fucking early. It's like that scene of War of the Worlds. Have you seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
And the lightning's just fucking constantly coming down and fucking hitting. The fucking tripods come out and they fucking start killing
You're missing
everyone.
a once-in-a-lifetime sighting here. Major live in concert.
Hey?
You're missing the whole thing, cunt.
You seen the original War of the Worlds?
Yeah, Steve.
Clarence, I'm fucking sorry, mate. What we can do? Holy shit. Oh, God.
Just hang in there, mate.
It looks like he's still breathing.
These Nazi blood-sucking anti-American parasites that want to make you and your family slaves know that we are standing up against them, and we are red-blooded, and we are not slaves, and we are not bowing down to them. I'm not bowing down. I'm at the tip of the spear. I get death threats every day. And you know what? I am honored to be who I am. I'm honored to just be an average person that stood up 15 years ago and said, I'm going to defend the Republic. I'm going to defend the family. I'm going to defend the Second Amendment. I'm going to fight against abortion. I'm going to see what happens when I really take action. And we have laid waste to the enemy. If you simply unloose yourselves and become the leaders you are, we will sweep this scum into the gutter. We will defeat the New World Order. We will crush the tyranny. Second hour, straight ahead. Stay with us.
And when I was like 12, 13, I was banging some of that black pussy. Because it's all pink in the middle. There you go.
What about Indian?
Damn right. Yeah, good stuff. I never banged an Indian. But just bend over right here. I'll fuck
Hey, you can tell me how cute I am. This might go down.
I ain't his dudes, I'll be honest with you. But you do have pretty eyes.
Thanks.
I know what it's like, baby. Yeah, I know what it's like, baby. See some titties in the club, you know what I'm saying? And I got one thing to say to you, baby. Let's get them fucking titties stuck in the fucking club, girl. Come on.
What the fuck are you wearing, bro?
Yeah, man, got into crypto. Windfall, bitch. A couple of these altcoins in the portfolio went through the roof. And them NFTs I cop, yeah, up like 100x.
Whoa.
Thought my MetaMask wallet was gonna blow the server. IYKYK. If you know, you know. That's all I'm saying. Shit. It all tanked, bro. Some whales must have swam through. Rug pull on the NFTs. Market's on a downswing. ETH's dropping like a landslide. I'm hurting, baby.
Bro, that was 2 seconds ago.
You don't understand the game. It's brutal. You think you can Venmo me like $5, man? I'll get you back, I promise.
Yeah, chill, man. I got you. Jeez. That go through?
Yep. Took those $5, threw it down on a meme coin, a little gaming token I heard about on Reddit. Just did my research. Do your own research. It's not a big deal, so back to the moon. Hodl on this one all day. Oh, boy. You think you can Venmo me another 5 spot?
Si las viejas realmente fueran buenas, Dios tuviera una, güey. Te lo juro, cabrón. Otra. Y no nada más Dios, no paramos en Dios, porque Satanás tampoco tiene, güey. No, se lo juro de verdad.
Oh, sí está fuerte ahí,
O
sí
sea,
está fuerte.
ni arriba ni abajo, güey. No, está cabrón. Estos, ellos allá no son pendejos, nada más se divierten con nosotros.
Oye, no cobro, yo no cobro. Y dice así. Cuan, 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 cuan. Cuan, 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 cuan. Cuan, 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 cuan. Ya está cerrada con 3 candados y remachada la puerta negra. Queen, queen, queen. Por... ¡Dale, güey! ¡Dale, güey!
Te estoy diciendo que no puedo, cabrón.
¡Dale, güey! ¡Mi pinche voz, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está mi pinche voz? ¡Me está nadando el pendejo! ¡Chingas a tu madre, güey! ¡A tu pinche madre, güey! ¡Chingas a tu madre, güey! ¡Eres un pendejo!
Quisiera que cuando llueva, en vez de agua cayera perico.
Who's that Pokemon?
Hey, it's me, Goku!
Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. A monkey that look like a frog, price look just like a dog's. Full of some chads and gods, fudders is mad I bought. Word to your mothers, this monkey is doing a lot. Take out a hammer, I'm whacking a fudder, just cleaning the face. Jumping on Twitter, take over the space. Punky is pumping, increasing the pace. A monkey that look like a frog, pay for my flight to Prague. Touchdown, Punky Lamborghini rental in the garage. She's at my Punky, we had a menage. No, she not Nikki, cause I'm too picky. That's why my portfolio is long as a blog. All about Punky and why that shit rocks. Punky take over the block, watch. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in the new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump.
I'm so fucking bullish right now. Like my whole body's like tingling. I'm having like a panic attack or something, eh? I'm gonna call Sharon, trying to calm the fuck down.
Don't gamble. Oh yeah, don't gamble money that you can. Man. I mean, unless it's a lock. There's no such thing as a lock. That's the thing. Unless it's a lock. If it's a lock, oh my God, it's a little different.
Stop gambling, alright? You're one spin away from generational wealth. Your daughter's college tuition is one spin away. Put your life savings on black. Remember that. Just go to Vegas, and if you lose, just keep getting loans. Remember this. Just keep spinning, keep gambling, keep gambling. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. You can only quit.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be.
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened before we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened before we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. You didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I said I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Woo! What is going on, you guys? It's raining. It's pouring. And that old Pepe is snoring. What is going on, you guys? It is Dollar Cost Crypto here with hurricane season. Is it Lamborghini Huracan season or is it meme coin season? I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. What's up?
I don't know. Meme coin season, meme coin storms, altcoin seasons. all that jazz sounds pretty, pretty nice, right? Um, if you were watching that new HBO Bitcoin documentary thing, basically they went through like the whole history of cryptography into Bitcoin and everything. It was real, interesting and good and everything. And of course, all the drama starts, once you get to like the block size wars with Roger Ver and everything, and they got Craig right in there. And then as soon as they start, introducing Vitalik, and basically saying he's like the Lord of, what did they call them? It was like scam season or something like that is what they were calling it in the thing. And then basically when they threw that up there, they just had like Vitalik singing at one of the ETH conferences. I think it was the one where they were doing like the kangaroo dance or something weird like that. And
that one was bad.
It was really bad. I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, what a way to introduce altcoins there,
I can, having run an event much larger than that in my life, but, running an event, like of that, when we have that many people, you can get peer pressured in doing some stupid things on stage. You have to fight it. You have to fight it. You have to fight the dark side of the force as much as you can.
But if Vitalik's writing lyrics to it, he's all in.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, it could be. You know what happens a lot of times is like, because this is a guy that got very busy, and sometimes like he's cruising the web and stuff. But he was kind of brought up on the proto stage of the internet. Like those really weird memes. It could like chocolate rain. That's those memes from back in the day. Like something like chocolate rain, right? I thought that was so stupid. I still today don't even think that's funny. But it got millions of views, and I respect it's cool. But like there was this whole weird era, where there was kind of like really viral things that kind of weren't funny,
Kind of went what?
That kind of wasn't really funny. I must have blasted.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's just a bunch of meme coins that were just being built just to, see what kind of community they could build or what kind of people they could get to buy into them. Really.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you guys like. Oh my God! Like, what will you get? Like, this is the classic thing. What would you give to go back to 18 years old? The old 118, right? Bros, imagine it was so easy. Just imagine this. If you just started a YouTube channel back in 2006, 7, 8, even not anything pre 2013,
you'd have over a million subs easy.
You'd be a star.
Yeah.
Watch me fuck it up. Because those guys who originally got those contracts are iron lock stoned in. Shout out to MK M to the K. He had one of those. He kind of taught me a couple things of how YouTube used to run back in the day. He had one of those original YouTube contracts where it's the sort of thing where like when he gets paid crazy money per 1,000 views. It's locked in, and they throttle old accounts, or like they basically like kind of just dead accounts basically. He had a big YouTube channel, and even off of whatever views he would get, it still pays really good money. Still to this day. And obviously the new contracts came out with newer YouTubers as time came along, and effectively pretty much got rid of that crazy out. Like it was something like $1, $2, $3 per 1,000 views. It was like massive dollars per 1,000 views. It was
because they were really trying to grow the platform at the time.
Yeah, like there was a time when if you were like literally like an actual like boom, you're in, you'd probably get 100,000 to about $1 million per million views, like on some videos like that back then. Like it was insane money that like YouTube was like, okay, we got to stop this right now.
Yeah, well, that's always how it is when new platforms are growing, right? They start out with like, hey, the algorithm is unadulterated, it's fine. You can basically get as much natural organic views as possible, and then you can make some money on it too. And then by the time it gets to a certain size, and they're like, okay, we're kind of too big to fail now. Well, let's get rid of all those things that made us basically really popular, right? And then they start gatekeeping a lot of different things. But TikTok's still in that more like organic state. And
the reason we're talking about YouTube right now is because some monstrous news came out that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, Criminal Justice, is actually talking about actually breaking up Google, which is wow. I mean, it's something that needed like. There's actually a case for it, even for Facebook, actually, as well. There's been Facebook cases as well because it's like Facebook. I mean, with Instagram, I mean, Facebook by itself is okay, but mixing it in with the Messenger app and Instagram and stuff like that, there's like only a couple players. Like, I mean, Snapchat's barely survived essentially, and that's mostly because they've been able to get money from like Wall Street through like loans and things like that. Then it's been able to survive, and it's very hard for new competitors to actually be able to come in. You know, Rumble and Kick are like if they didn't have Saudi money to keep up, you know, Rumble, and you didn't have massive VC money in order to keep up Kick, like these things would be out of here. And basically, Kick's only being kept afloat from VC money and gambling money from stake, basically. So kind of a
yeah, and all those platforms are like alternative platforms, right? They're not, they never really get to be like quite the same as YouTube. So yeah, YouTube does have, like, it's not a technical monopoly, but in terms of, you know, really how much market share they've gained, it is in that way. But yeah, I wonder, like, because it's all under, you know, the Alphabet Corporation.
Yes.
So I'm guessing, you know, they'd be like, okay, let's break up the umbrella portion.
Yeah.
Right. And then just name different CEOs and stuff like that. In a way, I think
because
there's still some way they'll be connected, though.
Of course. Yeah, of course. It's sort of like, this is kind of hilarious here. I mean, I guess the biggest antitrust thing the government's ever done is break up Standard Oil, which just ended up making, you know, it just made Rockefeller the richest person on the planet. Like, I think he was worth like $113 billion in the early 1900s, just off the sale of all these properties. I mean, Chevron. I mean, just Chevron alone is still it's incredible. Chevron really is an incredible company, huge cash flow machine, but it got broken up. But it's kind of where, if this ends up going through, you guys, this is huge. I'm always an optimist. So is Charlie. But I am retardedly optimist a lot of the times. But this is crypto. I mean, this is kind of what you have to do, right? It's insane. Like, what we do is insane, but it works, and it actually, and like, that's kind of how you're always better off being an optimist, but with a little bit of not skepticism, but I would just say paranoia. Paranoia. Like, being paranoid has helped me and Charlie keep people safe through the courses, and keep, you know, it's this paranoia that was like, Nerd's happy with Luna a lot. Nerd's in the club. Suspicious. being a little paranoid is honestly pretty good for you in crypto.
Nobody believed us on the, well, not nobody believed us, but nobody really took heed on the Luna stuff when we said, like, hey, you know, if this ever starts to unwind, it could go into like a death spiral type thing. Everybody's like, I'll let me put all my stable coins in it anyway. I get 10% yield.
And like, Wake Dog's right. Google's been all right. This is just, this is breaking news, you guys. AT&T has been recording your phone calls since the 1990s. Everything, every email you have is
1989.
Yeah, even that. You're right. I mean,
it's like the whole, it's a whole shebang.
The amount of cheating going on the phone. It's like, can you imagine some of that being released? Like, because people used to be on the phone for hours doing like just nothing good. I mean, not nothing good, but
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's like back in the day, right? You were watching movies until like 2 or 3 a.m. and all of a sudden the suspicious ads would start coming up on TV. Like, do you want to talk with, you know, some guy at an Indian call center? No, but he sounds no.
But there's a lot of weird things going on from the you know, obviously I call it hurricane season, right? Because we got a big hurricane that's going to hit Florida somewhere between late tomorrow and probably like 1 and 2 in the morning on Thursday. You know, and I was pretty chillaxed about it up until like I saw Waffle Houses closing. Which, I mean, I know it sounds so stupid, but
It's almost as bad as when those Canadians start losing their maple syrup.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like you told me today that Canada was invading. I was like, what? What did we do to the Canadians? Holy shit! But it's a big thing. Basically, that that there's actually a whole thing about there actually is a whole thing about the Waffle House Index. That if for some reason things are so bad that Waffle House can't stay open, things are very bad, basically. So,
it could be an overreaction too, because
yes, it's true too.
Like I think when you looked at Helena, when that was coming up, it was a Category 5 when it hit the Panhandle in Florida.
Yeah.
It was a little bit north of Tampa, so it didn't hit like a major city head on. But yeah, that whole countryside area that got screwed up real good. And then usually when it hits land, it loses strength a bit. But once it got back over towards the Pacific and onto the Carolinas, then I think it gained a little bit more steam again. So it looks like this one's going to go straight across Florida. So, but what I saw in it was it'd be a Category 5, but downgraded to a 4 before it even hit land. So that's a little less impactful. And then
the flooding's the part I'm a little worried. I mean, winds are bad, but it's the flooding that just destroys.
The flooding is going to be the biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The good thing is people are vacating that part of Florida and everything like that. But I mean, from Jacksonville's already kind of below sea level technically. But there's places that are barely above sea level. If you actually have ever flown over Florida, it's actually incredible. It wasn't until 1950, 1960 where they put in a lot of America is an engineering capital. I mean, it really was, and it really still is. The engineers here, I would say Germany as well, but here in America, they've done incredible things in order to kind of lock up the bayous and all these marshes and actually bring up the land and stuff. Because up until the 50s and 60s, a lot of Florida was still kind of basically swampland. Really.
I mean, that's why Disney went over there to build Disney World, because look at all this shitty ass land. Let's just build on top of this. And it was the same thing with the cheap land he got in Disneyland in Los Angeles too, I think.
Yeah. And he had I think he did Disneyland first, and he got it pretty cheap in a decent, more or less decent area. It still was very underdeveloped, but pretty decent, right? And by that time, the jig was up. They're every shitty hotel was worth a lot of money just because of the land, just right next to Disneyland. You could just open anything and it'd do moderately well. So they had to open. I mean, there's a lot of great just the history. If you guys ever look at the history of Disneyland and how they opened Disney World and all these things, it's incredible. It's incredible. There's incredible documentaries on it. But they had to open it through all these secret companies and start buying up land and stuff. They thought it was someone in the Howard Hughes family that was doing stuff down there. They're the speculation was wild. Maybe they discovered gold or something or oil and then bam, the cat got let out of the bag basically. But by then they had pretty much purchased 80% of the land, and they basically couldn't buy 15% of it that they wanted because but they had bought most of it basically by then. Yeah.
People started jacking up prices because they knew who was buying.
Yeah, they're like, I won't sell it for $1 million. Okay, you got $1 million. No, I mean, 2 million. 2 million. Yeah. And they paid it.
It's just swampland, bro. But yeah, still.
and that land's powerful, but it's also what you do with it, right? And vision and money and stuff. And he almost went bankrupt. I mean, he went all in. He really, really went all in. And Walt's brother was like, "You sure, bro? Yeah." All right, and he levered himself out. He gave a ton of his stock away too, and just everything. I mean, to the hilt. I mean, to the point where he basically was just. I mean, he's still like Elon Musk, who was living in the factory, but he was literally living on the property because that's where he damn near almost lost his actual house to build it. And that's the shot. That's American. That's American ingenuity. That's fucking incredible.
Yeah, capitalism at its best.
At its best and stuff. But it's the American dream, and to make a swamp into dreamland is pretty incredible. But the thing that was worrying me was, I just hope it just ends up being a lot less of a thing. But basically, I've taken some profits on some meme coins and stuff. No main positions, nothing crazy like that, but just short up a little bit more cash and took some profits on some stuff in order to just be ready if there is a dip. that I think will be over pretty relatively quickly and stuff. Because I mean, pretty much if things are relatively bad, I mean, we could probably see like 50 basis point cut in November, and if things are like continually bad, they'll do another 50 in December. Just if things are just shaken up because of it's really the it's really because of all these because I mean a good part of Florida, some parts just can't be insured, but there's still tons of insurance everywhere, and it can hurt the insurance companies enough that can cause a little sell off in the stock market, which will hit the crypto market a little bit. Nothing dramatic. I don't believe like we're not going below $1 trillion, nothing crazy like that. Don't worry. Like it's nothing crazy like that, but it's a really good opportunity because no matter what, if prices go up or down, we can make money because you're buying these really good assets. There's I'm on a lot of coffee right now, Charlie.
I'm listening. There's stuff that I'll say, but I'm just waiting.
Okay,
we'll see where this goes first.
I'm giving Miguel just enough rope to hang himself.
I don't know. I just see where we're going. I was just
But it's kind of funny because I got called by after we did the stream, I got called by a lot of people, and I always get tweeted at, and like some people send me stuff, and it just makes me laugh a little bit because shout out to Bob Lucas, but now Bob Lucas said today that like, you know what, looking at everything right, and I'll show the tweet in a minute, but looking at everything right now, it really looks like Bitcoin's setting up to go to $250,000. And I'm waiting for the parrots. I'm just waiting for the parrots, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly, right? I looked at it, and I think it wasn't quite exactly like that, but it was basically like we're about to break out, right? And it's very similar to a lot of the things that I think a lot of people in crypto have been saying over the last month going into October and everything, that it's like, hey, we're getting pretty, good 6 months after the halving. So that tends to be where we start to move, so like, it is in line with that. But yeah, I would like to, I think, there's a few people calling for 200K, 225, 250K, which is on the like absolute upper limits of, what I think is possible for Bitcoin in this bull market. But
not totally inconceivable either, which is the good part.
No. That's what I mean. It's just very, very top end. So it's like, it's actually good that you have people who, probably have reasonable targets that are actually trying to like hype up the market, right, to get to a much higher level. So, whereas, when you have the people saying, hey, we're going to get to 400,000 or 500,000, like, I think that was kind of played out way too much in 2017 and 2021 with people saying, I think John McAfee, was saying $1 million Bitcoiners are going to eat his dick. Ended up getting killed first, but hey, but like, or was it 100,000? I can't remember what he was calling for at the time, but it clearly wasn't going to happen. So I think people are just kind of used to, a lot of these kind of wild predictions. And so having something that's like a high end prediction, but realistic enough, hopefully that can kind of get Wall Street in a little bit more, because if they're looking at it right now at $60,000, we go to 200. That's a 3x, right? For Wall Street within a year on an asset they can actually own. That's a freaking good deal, to be honest. Like, that's better than Warren Buffett numbers if they just went all in with their funds on Bitcoin,
Yeah.
not saying they should, but
yeah,
they could.
I mean, it's such a weird
Michael Saylor has pretty much, right?
Yeah, because if you look at it, it's either 3 or 4 or 5x max, right? The kind of ranges there, or a slight underperformance. Even on an underperformance, it's still quite pretty good. I mean, like 180K, buck.
It's like a 2, 3, or 4x, like anywhere within there is perfectly fine.
Right, because like if let's just say I were to say like put something dramatic like a 5x, right, or 5x, which I think that would put it like a 280. That'd be the highest absolute, and that's ridiculous. I mean, that's
pretty ridiculous, unless Bitcoin Jesus and Satoshi Nakamoto and who else did they have in that documentary? Peter Todd and
Wait, you had a really interesting, because before we were talking about it, like before, because I just hadn't seen it just yet. Like
I still have like 10 minutes left to watch it or whatever, so I didn't see the end. But I'm like, I knew for a fact, I was just interested in it because it was like, HBO's hyping it up or whatever. I just want to like to kind of see like how people are portraying it in like kind of normal media these days. and it is actually like I would say for the lay person, it's kind of a good, easy way to kind of understand Bitcoin history.
Mm.
You know, from the beginning and kind of like its main, you know, use purposes and stuff like that. But there are cringe parts of it, of course.
Right. Like I think you pretty much like the best way you told me it was like it's a documentary of the history of crypto in the eyes of a Bitcoin maximalist.
Well, yes, because I mean, if you think about it, right, the whole point of it is who is Satoshi. So if it's Satoshi centric and Satoshi, I mean, you know, the whole story behind him is pretty amazing. The whole thing about cryptography, how crypto got created, and all that stuff, it is pretty interesting. But I just found it hilarious as soon as I got to Ethereum. They're like, and it's, you know, the what do you call it? I forgot the exact word they said, but it's like the scam coin extraordinaire chain. You know, now you can print all these, you know, different coins that are worth nothing, and and then they show Vitalik going like, you know, on the stage, and it's just like, oh my, and like it was Adam Back and Samson Mao just sitting there and being like, yeah, you never catch us doing that.
Yeah, it's
but it was, to be honest, I was like, I can understand both points of view, right? I just thought it was actually hilarious. I'm like, sometimes when the Bitcoiners, you know, like do shit, you know, to the rest of the crypto community, I'm like, you know, it's kind of cringe sometimes. But this one, I was like, to be honest, I kind of laughed.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's at this point, it's almost like tradition, really, for them to do some cringy stuff, basically.
Right.
That's what. Yeah, they're attacking. Yeah, they're attacking the competition and stuff. I mean, I've said it before. I personally think it was Hal Finney. You know, I think it's Hal Finney, but Adam Back is totally like an acceptable one. Oracle
yeah,
Ball,
my favorite.
A couple people.
Yeah, my favorite's always been Adam Back, just because. I mean, Hal Finney has to be honest, I think it's probably like a group of people, right? Like most of the guys in the documentary, like have a possibility of being relatively adjacent to it. So, yeah, it's possible that there's quite a few of them in there. But the Hal Finney one, the one interesting point they brought up was apparently when there was an email sent from Satoshi to somebody, it was when Hal Finney was actually competing in a marathon. Like there's actual pictures and stuff of that. So unless you put it on auto send or something, I guess. But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe, you know, that's the evidence they have against him. Although I think he would be the most convenient one, because since he is dead, you know, there's no way for Satoshi to come back and everything. But the reason why I think it's Adam Back mostly is because the, what do you call it, newspaper that was referenced in the Genesis block was a British newspaper, basically. And then a lot of the writing within there was British type, you know, spellings and stuff like that. And, you know, he's, I don't know. Or maybe he just wrote the white paper and the rest of the group built it out together. Who knows? Who really cares? It doesn't really matter. But at the beginning of at the beginning of the documentary, they were basically saying like, well, what Satoshi has would be worth $1 trillion. And if this actually becomes like a part of the monetary system, like he'd come back and be like a king. And I'm like, technically it's not wrong. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen, but damn, wouldn't that be hilarious? Like in like 20 years, Satoshi's just like, yeah, we let this thing run long enough. I don't care if it crashes. I'm just going to come back and like, just like take trillions and trillions of dollars and like go, you know, live the high life or something. But
bro,
he ends up being some asshole.
Yeah. I mean, it's just good. Yeah, not good. Not. I mean, maybe, who the hell knows? I mean, but at that point, it'll be very geopolitical, and I assure you, he'd be killed. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's some scary shit to say with certainty, but like knowing the kind of people that run this world and what's going on, especially if things are getting that state. I mean, I think they just announced they're going to sell some of that Silk Road coins or something. Like I remember seeing something.
The United States said something like that.
Yeah, just like today, dude. A bunch of stuff came out today. It was like, let me see if I can find it real quick.
They're gonna pull a Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says Supreme Court allows the U.S. to sell 69,370 Silk Road Bitcoin.
Well, how come they couldn't make it 69,420? Just round it up there, Supreme Court. Come on, give us at least a laugh.
Well, that'd been really funny.
Like, come on, at least if you're gonna try to dump the price of Bitcoin, at least do it with some humor, You
know what would have been real? You know what would have cracked me up, bro? I mean, this is so stupid. I know there's no way this could be true. But this shit would fucking make me laugh so much. Can you imagine if it was really Vitalik who came up with Bitcoin or some shit? And then he's like, "What happened? I lost my keys."
So I had to create Ethereum so I could make some money.
So I was working for Bitcoin Magazine, and all these assholes that I helped build up fucking just treated me like shit.
Dude,
no, but there's no way it was him. Yeah, with the UK. Yeah, it was some sort of UK dude. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, something like that. And the funny part with the documentary or whatever was just like, it was as soon as WikiLeaks started using Bitcoin donations because they were like blocked out of all their bank accounts and stuff. Satoshi was just like, this ain't good. And then like as soon as one of the guys that was in the Bitcoin core developers, Gavin Andreessen, was like, I'm gonna go talk to the CIA. Satoshi was never seen again. Like it's just like smart man, very smart man.
It's Richard Hart. It's Richard Hart.
Hey, you never know, right?
You never.
Richard would be smart enough to dip at that point,
bro. I would be rolling on the fucking floor laughing if it was Richard, bro. I'd be like,
I would be laughing as well,
dude. Gucci suit. I mean, that means I was hanging out with Satoshi and I saw him on a stripper pole.
Yeah, that would be worth it. Yeah, I did see Adam back or whatever when I went to the crypto Litecoin conference thing back in 2019 in New York. But like, what do you call it? I was like, damn, like it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like we're still in the wild west of crypto, and all these things that we're all building are just being built by normal people, right? Like you, me, and everybody else. And like usually, if you look at videos of them, their first like 5 years in the industry, look like normal people, nerds and stuff like that. And then by the time they, scale up and have their companies stick around and really do well, then all of a sudden like they're on yachts, they're doing all sorts of crazy shit. Like it's kind of funny how that works. But like it's an industry where if you really stick to it for 10 15 years, either as an investor, as a builder, or both, or whatever, like just the sky's the goddamn limit, because still there's not a lot of people breaking into it yet. And the whole thing on the institutional and Wall Street side, that's kind of like a little bit of a different beast from the crypto native side too. So they're going to just build whatever they're going to build, but it's not, there's still like that room for the organic growth on the crypto native, cypherpunk side.
Right.
So there's a lot of money out here. I mean, people should come and, try to figure that out. Oh, wait, I think we have something that can help with that, right?
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was called though.
Yeah, it was if I can just remember. Oh yeah. Crypto Mindset Q3 and Q4 mega course is out right now, which is closing very soon. Like very soon closing. We're even lucky to be open this far along. We're going to an event tomorrow. You'll be able to watch us on Illuvium, on Illuvium's YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have to ask them about how the details work with that. But yeah, there's us and I think like maybe like 8 other, Illuvium related. I don't know what you want to call them. Not necessarily, I mean, influencers, I guess is the term, but like just, other people who have liked the Illuvium project, help, support them throughout the bear market and stuff like that. So we're going to be sitting down with them, playing the game, and whoever wins gets $2,500, I guess. So
yeah,
I'd rather that you just
gonna pick the weakest possible team. I might want to pick the funniest team I could possibly pick and just go for it if he's really
yeah, exactly right. Like, to be honest, if we won the thing, I'd just be like, don't give me the $2,500. Can you just give it to me in like Illuvium land or something like that?
Yeah, that'd be cool, all right?
Let's go buy me a dope piece of land, or actually, something like that, right?
Double or nothing, Warwicks.
To be honest, Kieran has said he's so shit at the game. So for whoever does win that thing, I bet you if they did challenge Kieran to a double or nothing, not a bad play.
Yeah, not a bad play. Or like double or nothing, or just donate it to like a charity or something like that. Do something cool with the money. Yeah. Drinks on Kieran. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, you guys. It's open right now. You guys. So it's officially closing in the next day or so, and yeah, we'll have a stream in order to say, hey, today's the day it's closing. We'll announce it on a stream, and we'll give people until midnight, until the clock strikes on midnight, and it shall be closed. So all links will be closed, and hope you guys get in. You guys, we have quite a lot of people in there already. We're already in the second pre-recorded webinar, and yeah, and we'll have the updated schedule and everything like that. I think the schedule is basically pretty much set in stone already, but we might move 1 or 2 webinars here and there.
Yeah, we have kind of some special content towards the beginning of the course that is a little extra surprise, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. As well as, if you want to get 15% off, you can pay in Bitcoin or Ethereum, and just use the Coinbase Commerce link right here. It's in blue, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely sign up, you guys, man. I'm really, really excited. It doesn't matter with these little dip. I mean, with the dip that comes here or doesn't. Hopefully, it's nothing. I don't want nobody to get hurt. Honestly, in Florida, I mean, that's bullshit. No one should lose their house or their life. But and Costco hot dog pumped. Very nice. Very nice.
Who did it? I haven't looked at that in a while.
And yeah, it's just, Solana's ecosystem is crazy. We'll definitely be talking about it in low cap gems and throughout the webinars and stuff like that. But there's just so many good plays to buy right now. And if we do get a dip, I mean, it's the dip to buy, basically.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we ain't wrong. Costco hot dogs coming back, baby. Let's go. I saw a tweet yesterday. I pressed like on it because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. This one guy was just like, Costco hot dog coin so cheap right now that if it does fulfill the prophecy, you get a 350x on your money. I was like, I like the sales pitch, and then that must have been when it was breaking up above 60% of a penny. Now that's a 2x from there. It's at about 1.5, almost at 1.5 pennies. Once it's at 1.5 pennies, right? Basically, it's 100x to get to $1.50. So,
yeah.
Hey, baby, Costco hot dog coins back. This is the big. It's like, what do you call it? We had the meme coin season. Kind of start kicking off here in September, a little bit extra, and then we had like the eye of the hurricane, the eye of the storm. Excuse me. At the end of the month, when essentially everything kind of settled down for a little bit, Bitcoin's kind of chilling, between 60 and 65K. And then now the first sign of, the next storm, right? Costco hot dog to a penny and a half, baby.
Hilarious, dude.
Canary in the coal mine, I swear.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I mean, things are pointing up really good. I think we're going to still end up having a really good fourth quarter. It's kind of like, Phantom looks like it just wants to pump so much. I mean, it touched 70 cents just barely, and it just come down a little bit. But I mean, it's showing some good strength. A lot of the kind of Phantom like tweeters and stuff and YouTubers are really excited because it just moves a little bit, and you get pretty decent moves in the whole ecosystem, right? I mean, everything's pretty much liquidity paired to like Phantom, but yeah, it's there's a lot of plays. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, like it going up a couple cents sent up like Equalizer by $2 just for it moving a little couple cents up to 70 cents, which is really, really nice. Yeah. So do you think they'll rig the Florida election with the hurricane? I mean, that's the big talk. I mean, like cloud seeding and affecting the environment is not fake. It's a real thing.
It's very possible.
It's very possible, So they've had the ability to do it for a long time. Its technology gets better and better, they'll be able to do it much better and better. But there's kind of ramifications, right? But that was more of an actual it just kept raining and raining and raining. Where this is legitimately like a freaking hurricane, heading down.
And I don't know how often a hurricane, is created in the Gulf. Usually, I believe it's like created like a little bit south of there in terms of like more towards like the Bahamas or the actual Atlantic before it like comes into that area. I know Katrina was like kind of straight up from the south, but no.
pretty crazy and stuff. Yeah, hurricane season. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going
Yeah,
down
but
here.
hurricanes. I mean, Florida's just in an like unfortunate position, just because like when it hits mainland fall, it slows hurricanes down. But Florida's just like out there, so it's just like hurricane season always just gets it hit. I just remember, growing up it was usually a month or two earlier than this. It was like August and September would be your hurricane season mostly, where you're just like, damn, everybody in Florida is just getting, smashed.
Yeah. But it's just kind of like
it's not a good thing, but
yeah, it's not a good thing, but people choose to live there. There's good tax benefits. It's overall a really great place to live at. And like, it looks like basically like, at least the Miami area is going to kind of, Dade County is kind of getting past.
Yeah, they're usually in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. But some people not leaving going to go well underground. Yeah, I'm glad in North Florida should be more or less fine. The closer you are to Georgia, the better, basically.
Right.
Shout out Fallout Zone, man. Don't get eaten by a gator, brother. Yeah,
it's like there's a gator that was just lifted up and thrown into my backyard, and it started chomping on my leg.
Like, do better. I can't believe they didn't know how to prepare for hurricanes. It's literally happens every year, but not a Category 5. That is a little ridiculous. That one's kind of crazy. Even a 4 is pretty bad. Even a 4 is really bad and stuff like that. But we flew through the last hurricane that just passed, and it wasn't that bad, but there's still quite a lot of stuff that actually happens, and it affected devastated some pretty crazy ass areas, and we've seen the kind of damage. They got the little. It looks almost like an AI picture where they have this little girl holding a puppy, all wet. I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure that's an AI picture, but if it is real, that's sad. You don't want to know. Like, when any of these natural disasters happen, people, kids lose their parents, or parents lose their children. It's super sad,
Well, and even just people losing, everything they've built.
But you can get $700, Charlie.
Oh, right. I can buy my mailbox back. I'll put my mailbox there, and I'll put a tent back in the yard as long as the government doesn't seize my land, right?
Yeah. So, Ricky right here. So, basically, October's paused because of geopolitical events, for example, Middle East conflict and hurricanes. It's not more pause. It's just like we'll see the after effects, and I think we start going up in there. There's just a lot of bullish things in the space. Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin right now is really sitting right between its 111 and 200-day moving average, which is actually a pretty safe or pretty stable place for it to be, because that means it's on the edge of its 20-week moving average, where altcoins are kind of they're not bearish, they're not bullish, so there's good accumulation. There's a few pumps here and there, and then Bitcoin historically has stayed above its 111-day moving average in a bull market. So just in general, right now, it is good to see it, just being back above there for a good chunk of time, because it looks like since it really broke below it back in June, it really hasn't spent more than just, let's see here, July 18th to 31st, so about 2 weeks there. And then so far, we've been above it since the 18th. So, we've been above it for about 3 weeks now, which is a little bit longer than what we had in the middle of the summer. So, it's just an area that you want to see regained, because if you keep getting rejected by that 111-day moving average, that's more of a bearish signal than anything. So for right now, I think Bitcoin's at a pretty stable area of value, and if we do see a pretty big dump going into the election, if we were to see that, I would say, $54,000 Bitcoin would be the area that I'd want to scoop a lot, up at that price. But we were talking about this on the show a little bit yesterday, that just, if we were to go into a day 50 cycle low, which would be October 26th, if there's a couple trend lines that we could look at later, but one of them would have Bitcoin holding up a little bit above $58,000. So, Bitcoin doesn't have to dump extremely low to get the end of a cycle low in the last 10 days of this month. So I think it's worth paying attention to really closely, because then all it takes is, I would say, second half of October into the election, that 3-week period. It only takes a few moves there to start getting Bitcoin bullish again. And the definition of the downtrend, right, is lower highs and lower lows. And if we do hold up above that mid 50K range, then we're going to have higher lows. And then all we need to do is break above the most recent high, which for Bitcoin is about 66,500. So whenever you keep squeezing price into these bands, then it's going to make a decision. And based on Bitcoin statistics and cycles and everything, it looks like the most likely direction after that squeeze is to the upside.
Right. So Ricky Romero's got a really interesting question here, which I like. It kind of leads into something I was talking about earlier with Charlie. But why do so-called smart people? Why don't they invest in crypto? They think it's a scam. For instance, doctors, lawyers, professors. Well, you're talking about these are basically all employees / small business owners at the most, right? And they got to where they're at by playing in the system.
Yeah.
Right. A lot, I'm not saying anything negative about these, because we need doctors. I don't know if we really need lawyers, let's be honest here, but like professors for sure, lawyers to some extent, and especially doctors. But, actually I was talking to Crypto Coffee about this actually as well too, that, a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses, a lot of these people have just, they kind of got their jobs memorizing. It's just memorization. And some of these people don't really go to increase their skills, or it's just a sort of thing where like it's just like they're in a very busy sort of profession where they have to focus on their thing. They don't have that much time to focus on a lot of other things. Divorce rates are fucking gigantic for doctors, lawyers, and professors. Maybe professors are a lot less on the list, but it's pretty outrageous if you actually look at divorce rates between doctors and lawyers. They're focusing on their profession. It's high stress, lots of hours, and they need things with a proven track record because they don't got time to waste in a way. And that's sort of the problem, is that they just get stuck with the status quo. And people don't want people want to sound smart, not right at the end of the day. Right. That's the most important thing. Because because if you're making a high income, you can show off that, you have money. Cool. You can be spending it all. So it's this whole thing where they'll put in equities because it's all right. I've got this. I've got my 401k maxed out. I got this maxed out. But it's most doctors really don't make the crazy money until they open their own practices, which is when they become business owners. Right.
Yeah.
Lawyers, same thing.
Take a look at the private chat and open up that link and then share the screen on there. That's a visual representation of the person you just described.
Wow. This is a VC? Oh, no. Okay, let's see. Every Bitcoin critic. I don't understand Bitcoin, but you're wrong about it.
And look, if you press the picture big on the screen or whatever, if you look at him, right, this looks exactly like the guy that you described, right? He's comfortable in his corporate lawyer's office or whatever, but really he's just the accountant there. Because he's the accountant, he's supposed to be an expert at money, and he's just a douche wearing that Patagonia vest when it's not even cold outside. And
bro, they all wear it too, bro. The amount of doctors I've saw with his jacket, with the people I see in financial industry that wear these jackets, this is the getup. I mean, this is the getup.
Yeah. So it's just douche McPherson, right? Sitting at the desk. It's you might be smart on some things, sir, but no, I'm not taking their advice on crypto.
Right.
If you watch the beginning of that HBO Max documentary, though, about the Satoshi Nakamoto thing, the intro is fantastic because it's all these clips from Bitcoin's history of everybody saying it's a scam, it's wrong. They even have a Donald Trump part in there where he's yeah, I think it's a scam. And then they have Jamie Dimon in there saying it's the worst thing ever. And as they're saying all these, quotes from people or whatever, they show the price of Bitcoin going from pennies to tens of dollars to hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm just yeah, I like this.
But it's true. Yeah, it's true. But here's what's going to happen. One day, right? It's the S curve, right? Eventually, it's the S curve. At some point, it'll flatten out, and you'll get to the back half. The last 40% of humanity's got to get in, right? And then there'll be books. Probably me and Charlie write a lot of these books, and we'll be teaching tons of people. I mean, we'll have onboarded like 1 billion served, right? And it's going to be the whole thing where a dollar yeeted is a Satoshi saved. And it's gonna be something like that. And there's gonna be all these sayings. There's like DCA, dollar cost average, cultivate crypto. All these things come from TradFi, right? There are these evergreen sort of things that do translate very well to buying these assets, but eventually there'll be the rules like. Do you have it could be sort of a thing where you should have 40% of your portfolio, of your retirement portfolio in cryptocurrencies and whatever the percentage is in the future, right? There'll be a generic line where they finally have accepted it. They've over the next 10 years to find the popular sayings that people generally believe, and then boom, that'll be the norm. And then basically you're the stupid one for not being in.
Yep.
Once they figure out all this thing so they can sound smart.
Yeah, once the Wall Street gets their bag, they're pretty much, I would say, like maybe 60% of the way through it. By the time they got their whole bag, then, middle of the next bull market, 2028, 2029, all of a sudden, hey guys, yeah, you should all be getting in, because now, not just Wall Street and the credit investors are in, but now we want everybody in to pump our bags, right? But the one interesting thing about Bitcoin's growth trajectory is that it will level off, obviously, in terms of, prices per bull market, like how many X's it does from bottom to top each bull market. That being said, the kind of high numbers that it will hit in terms of dollar value will be so freaking eye-popping to the majority of the public. They'll have no recourse but to accept it. And then when you have Dogecoin past $1 consistently throughout the next bull market, I think it'll pass there this bull market, but might go back under it. But then once you have Dogecoin, like it's never going back below $1 again. Literally, fiat currency is worse than a meme coin. Once you get that narrative going through, then yeah, you're dumb for not having bought Doge. When Elon was shilling it under 10 cents. That thing too. So I mean, it goes. I think the meme coin part of the culture. A lot of the people that are like the traditionalists in crypto, your Bitcoin maxis and everything, they see that as cringe. But a lot of the people who, have kind of created the culture of crypto, not just Bitcoin, it is a way for us to kind of like, have the inside joke, have the, market move a little bit extra, make a little bit more to put into Bitcoin, put into Ethereum, to put in the good assets, and just have a fun time while we're doing it. So I don't know. It's like the Wild West, once they're like, trying to outlaw meme coins, it's like, it's no fun anymore. But I think, crypto is one of those things where it's, I think Nouriel Roubini, has always said like, they'll never let, the normies just send money, across borders, no matter what or whatever. It's like, no, they're not going to have a choice. And we're going to be able to do it. And we can do it with freaking meme coins. There's Doge Radio, which is a technology which exists, so you can send Doge over radio waves.
Right.
I'm like, I like this.
I'm trying to find there's actually right now a lot of there's guys that are like more like how do I say it, like L1 maximalist, like it's almost like an ETH maxi / VC coin maxi. Where like I'm just so disappointed. Like there used to be such innovation in alpha in Twitter, but like the IQ has gone down so significantly. And here we go. Right. I'm seeing a lot of these posts are like, you guys, I'm just so disappointed in CT. It's just blah blah this, blah blah. No, it's because they bought in heavy duty into some of these VC coins and they just didn't perform as well as meme coins, because what happened? People realized like, hey, well, I'll just buy the top end of the stuff that's basically more decentralized, Ethereum and stuff like that, and Bitcoin, and get into some of the hype plays, of course, like Solana and everything like that, Pulse Chain, things like this, and all the VC coins. Like, it's got a lot of stuff. I kind of don't understand it. You know what? Screw it. I'll just put money into meme coins. And that's kind of what's going on there. And it's gotten so bad that like I've talked about hedge funds are getting in trouble now for basically by their own people. Like, why haven't you guys allocated any money into the meme coin sector? What's going on? You guys completely missed that part of the market. And I think, and then here's what I find this really funny, because funds are getting hit with this a lot, to the point that I think some of these people who are secretly running funds and giving advice to funds were getting yelled at by these funds for you're supposed to be my fucking advisor, and you fucking let us down into nothing. And I've got my fucking investors fucking yelling at me right now, saying like, why haven't I fucking kept up with the market fucking return?
Right.
And that's the old flashing out. It's making me laugh. It's super funny, dude. It's it's just like you just. I mean, at the end, like the dum dums make the money, and the smart and the giga brains make the money.
Well, and that's where I like seeing companies like Van Eck come out with their meme coin index, right? Because that shows you that at least one or two Wall Street participants that are getting into this whole thing, they're smart enough to get people to understand the culture. I used to see like these different Bitcoin documentaries and stuff that were like, man, like they have the general idea right, but they're obviously kind of hit pieces and they're kind of way off.
Yeah.
But this one here on HBO, you could tell they hired some kid who's been in Bitcoin for, a while, and they got the right narrative. They got the right points in there. Like they got some positive things towards it and everything. And so like, just kind of as we grow as an industry, there'll be more and more like kind of crypto natives that are able to put the right narrative out there,
Right.
to the masses. So I think, Wall Street is probably smart enough to be like, hey, let's hire a couple of these crypto native nerds, because we kind of have to get tuned into the culture and, how this thing actually works. Because, when they look at GameStop, they're like, what the hell is this bullshit, But it's kind of a very similar type of culture.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's also too, like, I mean, TradFi and, I guess more like VCFi is getting a little like, is kind of feeling the pressure, because you have all this new competition of brand new people. And like when you're into a brand new market, there isn't the set rules. There's no way I can put myself higher than you unless you literally are working for like AZ's, I mean, A16 Capital or something like that. You're working for Pantera Capital, unless you're working for those really prestigious funds, or you're just running a fund of your own. You're not really higher than anybody, really.
Yeah.
And if these people already have money or they're doing research, I mean, it's kind of this whole thing where like there's this whole new class of people in finance have just come up through the sort of grassroots, and I think it's kind of scaring some of the people who've been around, because they basically caught themselves on their side of the fence. Where like, I'm trying to get in here, but I'm not better than these people, and I believe I am, but what's the performance? You're not.
And there's a lot of people that come for a quick bag and then leave, and that's like, man, do you know the opportunity that you squandered? Because if you would have stuck around, like you wouldn't have made just $10 million. You would have made maybe 100 million, $500 million.
Yeah. And it's just inflation and stuff. And then like, I mean, the thing is too, like some of these funds, a lot of the funds in TradFi are not outperforming the S&P 500, and are starting. And then on top of that, the S&P 500 is barely returning enough to keep you ahead of inflation, really. And we all know the inflation number they're telling us is not really what is happening in our real life. Things aren't going down fast enough. Maybe this last year with inflation has finally started cooling a little bit, but the prices haven't come back down, and that's the important part. Their portfolios haven't gone up enough to make up for the fact that how much the prices of everything have essentially gone up, which is tremendous, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we could talk about a few different meme coins that we like and stuff like that, but I think there's some super chats that we got in there too.
Sure, we got Sterling with the $10 super chat. I'm considering Landwolf since Brett and Pepe popped off. I'm leaning towards Solana. Wolf as a social media presence is good, but ETH has a larger market cap. Should I go 50-50 between them? If that's the bet you're going to think, I think that should be fine. I mean, if it's got a good social media presence, that's important. But I wouldn't completely. I mean, if it's Pepe versus Brett, I'd go Pepe all the way. But I see what you're doing with the Landwolf. I mean, he can catch a good. But the thing is if Pepe and then let's just say for some reason Pepe just has a bad quarter, I mean, Brett and Landwolf ain't going to be doing much either. So that's kind of the whole thing. It's like you're basically playing a reflexive play where you're basically leveraging that Pepe does good. That'll basically it's kind of like the Pepe's the fat guy at the end of the teeter totter. You're hoping that he jumps a little bit to send your skinny ass to the moon. So let's hope that Pepe's a chungus. You know. So that should be fine. I mean, that's a way to play. Yeah, if that's just a certain amount of capital you're playing with. Adrian Jones with the $5 super chat. The only way I can afford the CMC is to use a lot of my Gala money. Would I make it back if I can only DCA by 500 per month? Gala is the only thing he has. I don't think so. He's probably just a
no. I think it's like of the positions that he has, he would be using Gala. He would be more willing to sell off Gala to get in the course, but would he be able to get the position back? Is the idea, right? And if he has 500 a month, to keep DCAing in, so maybe for new projects, that we might be talking about, he could throw maybe like a 500 spot at it and see if it moves a little bit more than Gala, because Gala really has just been kind of sitting there, right?
Right. It's very likely that you at most you'd be probably buying it a penny higher, probably by the end of the course, because it has moved a tiny bit. If the whole market moves up, but the other coins in your portfolio should go up high enough that'll kind of offset all that. So you should be pretty good.
If you've never taken the course before, that part alone right there, just in terms of the knowledge of, how to save your portfolio and, you from doing, the bad actions, stupid actions, risky actions in the future, that alone as well will counteract that, I think, too.
Got you. Oh, here we go. Adrian, I didn't see this one. Okay, final switch. Message 2. I have 10 Luvium, 85k Gala, my 900 Phantom, and 3.5 Pepe. What would you guys recommend I do? Got it. If that's the whole portfolio, I would imagine. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, need some Pulse X in that.
Yeah, some Pulse X and probably boost up the Phantom position. Yeah, because it's going to do. I think it's going to do very well in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, because in that portfolio, Phantom would be like it kind of act as your Ethereum, right? It's like the safe play in your portfolio.
Yep, I think that's especially with the money you have right now. Majestic Ninja DCC. What is your price prediction on Chills, and would it be worth selling it to get into CMC? What has Chills been doing lately?
Chill is I believe it was like a gaming, or what do you call it, like a sports thing. But let me look up the price because I had seen it a while back, many times, but I think they have like partnerships with like Real
FIFA,
Madrid.
Right? Was it FIFA or Madrid or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But
it's an older coin for sure.
Yeah, it hadn't done too much. So still technically in its bear downtrend, right? It's made these like kind of like slightly higher, like slightly lower local highs, but it's still very much in its bearish downtrend.
This gives me like Vietnam flashbacks to basically it's basically being lumped into the GameFi sector, which it is in. So it's having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, GameFi and like tokenized, like how to interact with sports teams, like without like through NFTs, but through like tokens.
Right.
But yeah, it's done like each of its bounces is done kind of in the bear. Like since its top here in 21 have been like 2, maybe 3x moves max. The last one was September of last year. It went from 6 cents and then it went to 12 or 18 in the spring. So it is low enough right now. If you're like, okay, right around the election time, we might just start heading into like a little bit more of an alt season. You could probably trade it and make a move on it and make some money. But is it a coin that, is good long term? Not really. So, the price prediction on something like that, I guess, if we're looking at it, would be back towards, that 16 to maybe, 20 cents on a move. So, it's like maybe a 3x in it. And then, you'd sell it and maybe find something better that you can hold long term, unless you really understand its moves and you just like, hey, I can kind of predict when this thing's going to make a move, and I can, bet some just powder on that in the trading bag. But yeah, I wouldn't treat this coin as an investment.
Yeah, it's kind of like a longer term play. I mean, it could finally, when it finally does actually make a sustained move, it's going to be towards the real back half of the whole bull run. And it kind of, if you look at it from low to low, it just kind of round tripped. But a lot of coins did that. But because of the sector and stuff, like I am very confident on Ethereum finally doing well next year. So I think it just shows it pretty much goes to 5 cents, and then when it does pump, it pumps up a 3x to 15 cents. So yeah, it's see if it can sustain 15 cents and actually go up from there. That'd be the interesting thing on that one. I just saw Pumk just got listed to KuCoin.
Beautiful.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, and there was the other super chat that I think before Majestic Ninja, there was one.
Really? The Andrew Jones?
No, DN.
No, I'm not there yet. Yeah, there's more. There's still more.
I thought that was because I thought I thought it was maybe the order on my end's a little different or something.
Yeah, because from maybe it's not showing up. Okay, I'll just do the ones I have here and I'll go back then.
Okay.
But Ken Rose with the $5 super chat. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Jean Juan. The $2 super chat. Thoughts on Q4 soul price? $200 retest all time high.
Yeah, let me pull it up on my side.
Yeah, pull it up on your side.
Because it's been basically sloshing between that 130 and 180 mark. So yeah, I think if we get Bitcoin, starting to test past $70,000, $75,000 going into, let's say, early December, then you'll start to see Solana try to break past that 210 mark, and then previous all-time highs, which would be like, I think on here it says 260.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you get Bitcoin trying to go into new all-time highs, then that's when you'll see Solana retest those marks. But anywhere under 180 is a pretty good price, if you're going to be grabbing it. And the closer you are to 130, or if you're below 130, is great. So right now we're at 143, so it's a very, very nice, cheap price.
Gotcha. We got Nick Anderson, Mr. Anderson, with the $5 super chat. I'm 25, have a 65K portfolio. Very nice. 15K in Pepe, 6K in Render, 4K in Mumu, Mommy, 6K in Ada, 3K in Arrow, 3K Brett, 2K Fetch. Yeah, I never really got the whole Brett thing, but I guess people really like Brett.
Well, it's just because it was a Coinbase play. And, I think they both had one on Solana and Coinbase, but it was like, okay, Pepe's already run its course. What can we rotate to next? And his friend Brett was like the next most popular one because it was one of the only meme coins that had success on Coinbase. Coinbase liquidity could go towards it. And there's not much people can bet on with Coinbase chain yet, and they just want to.
Yeah. If I'm just because this is basically very, very meme coin heavy, essentially with Brett. Well, not Brett.
I'm trying to look up his Mumu thing. I think it's called Mumu the Bull. Hey, at least it's about a bear.
Yeah, that's true.
Price has gone up. It's been around here since March. It actually has been in an uptrend since March. So you probably outpaced. Let me see here. Yeah, this shit's actually out. If you bought Mumu when it first came out with one Bitcoin, you'd be up on your Bitcoin actually.
Not bad. Yeah, because if I were to add like a 20x to the Pepe market cap and stuff, that Pepe position would be worth like 300K, right? So it's just with all of these, you'd have to get coins that have to go 20 times up or higher in order to actually make that up. So it's like maybe Brett can do a decent amount, but because of the amount you have in it, 3K and stuff, you're gonna hit like a really decent six figures, but millions kind of pushing it unless you're continuing to DCA and kind of build out the rest of the portfolio a little bit. Pepe would have to go to pretty insane prices, which I hope that'd be incredible. Or you'd have to start I don't want to push you into trading any large positions of it or anything like that. But yeah, let me see.
Dude, moving with the bull, I'm kind of liking it a little bit. I'm looking at its website.
Share screen. Let me see it.
Okay. The first part that I share, you'll love this. This is great.
One drunk man.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay, you got it.
Yep. Bruh, what? What?
So moving the bull here, he's making sure the bears can no longer exist in this market. We go up only, I guess, but kind of funny, a little bit, right? But I guess like looks like the whole narrative on this is, well, I don't know how much they're related to OKX. That's one thing that's kind of interesting. And
what's the market cap at right now?
This one is at 115 million. All supply is out, and the chart's just not that bad, right? And like it hasn't done like a crazy amount of X's here. It went from 4 zeros and a 1 to like 3 zeros and a 1, so that's like a 10x. Or no, is that 100x? I don't know. No, it's a 10x, just 1 0 off, right? So it did a 10x there, chilled off. Probably is done like from the lows here. Yeah, not nothing too crazy for a meme coin. So, but yeah, I guess if you look at like market cap wise, it looks like it was mainly down here at like the lowest was like 20 million when it first came out.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It looks like it's in a spot where it's kind of like chill. So if it makes another move, it goes up here to 3 zeros and a 1. It's like a 2x, and then from there it probably just does something. But I don't know. It looks like they're trying to like. It's some character they're trying to put around Pepe and Brett and stuff like that. But
above them, technically.
Maybe. I mean, hell, if he's gonna be down here, where decapitating these bears, right? Like, I'm at least all for that. But yeah, ridiculousness, right?
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious and stuff. Yeah. So. I mean, it would be. 100 and something, 5, 4, 20.
Token has an interesting question. Thoughts on Murad about memes? This guy must stop Murad on Twitter, right? I've been watching him since 2017, and it was about probably almost like not necessarily a year ago, but within the last 9 months for sure. He started going ham on just being like, he was a huge Bitcoin maxi back then and everything. And he's just like started going ham on memes. He's just like, man, people are underestimating the meme cycle. And like, there's some of his things where I'm just like, bro, okay, like chill. Like now you're just trying to create a narrative. You know what I mean? But he is pretty gung ho on it, and I can respect that. But he's all about those low cap gems.
So D to the N with the European €2. Is the course value usable if you live in Europe? Absolutely. It's cross borders. You know what I mean? It's worldwide, basically. So absolutely, we have tons. A good portion of the people that take the course are from Europe. Absolutely. We have, the sun does not set on the crypto mindset army. Let's just say that much. It is sunlight somewhere in some part of the Moon Gang army, somewhere. And I kind of made this whole thing where I think there was like one stream where I think you couldn't come on for some reason. I kind of did as a joke, not as a joke, but it was like, look at this right now, you guys. It's literally 1 o'clock in the morning in the East Coast. It's 10 o'clock at night. I think it may have been later than that, actually. It was really late at night over here on the Pacific Standard Time. 3 in the morning on the East Coast. Where the hell are you guys at worldwide? Like we have people from everywhere. We have some guys from China, some people. We had people from Turkey, Africa. We had all over the United States. Some guy from Bakersfield. I'm sorry. We had people from all over, not just the United States, Mexico, Colombia. Literally around the entire world. We just need a person from Antarctica. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, world we live in. So absolutely, definitely get in, brother. It is in English, just FYI. And if you're watching the stream, this is the language it's going to be taught in. But besides that, it's all going to, if for some reason you can't make it. The beautiful thing is the reason we have them so late, so early and late in the morning is that way we kind of cross into as many time zones as we can. So people, like some people will be able to watch the morning ones or maybe watch the afternoon ones and vice versa, you know, and be able to kind of watch all the content. So it's really, really, we've kind of structured them to be far enough apart, like 12 hours apart technically, so that, you know, there's really no excuse why you couldn't come to at least one of them. Yeah, Antarctica would be crazy, bro. I mean, I'd be like, wow, this is incredible.
We gotta get one guy, because there's that like research base down there in Antarctica.
Yeah.
There's probably like 20, 40, 50 people down there at a time. We just gotta convert one of them to the moon gang, and then we can have a flag planted, you know, on every continent in the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch them all. Don't worry, man. Just for you, brother, man. Fuck yeah, dude. No, I'm really proud of the guys that are in, man, because like we take care of our guys, and then, you know, I always get a little like I don't want to say sad or like depressed or nothing like that, but more like I just feel like we stretch this YouTube muscle to come on lives and stuff, and it's kind of like it's like whoa, you stop an addiction, you know, like cold turkey. You're like, whoa. It's okay, and but then we, you know, it kind of gets like, you know, we go into the course and put all that energy into it and stuff. So don't worry. Yeah, Miguel and Charlie don't sleep much. Don't worry. Yeah, so we got Richard here with the $5. Well, I guess the €5. Hi guys, what's my portfolio worth? Oh, what will my portfolio be worth? I mean, the big thing right here is obviously what's PHEX gonna be worth for the EHEX side, right? You know, it all depends, right? If things don't go, like, let's just say like super bearish case here, like let's just say PHEX only gets to 40 cents this cycle, you know, EHEX could easily just be 8 cents, 10 cents, 12 cents, you know, and you know that's about like 12,000 per million. So I mean, that 4 million there could be what, $48,000. Give or take, you know. The pulse chain, I have to calculate that one in my head a little bit. That was a little difficult because it's 24. But like, let's just say we did get to like a penny, or we did get to like maybe 30% of a penny. What was that? 3? It could be, that could be like I gotta do math. Give me 1 second. That could be like 75,000, you know, because if we get a 30% of a penny, that's 3 million per billion. 10% of that, which is 100 million, would be 300,000, and that's basically a quarter of that. So that'd be like $75,000. 75,000. Gala to a dollar. I hope, you know, it's either underperformance of 40 cents or it goes to like $1 and some change, right? So 400K, that's the big one. But that's why, like, I like that. I like those. Like, you're buying it cheap now. You're done buying. I would not be buying more. You know, you got your bag there, cool. You focus your DCA and stuff. You got enough alluvium. You got over 100. That's beautiful. You got a decent amount of Doge too as well. So it's looking pretty good. I would now just focus on kind of building up the pulse chain bag, since you're so heavy in EHEX and pulse chain, and then maybe a fetch would be nice, or maybe some Phantom if you want to play something a little more short term and stuff. That'd be really interesting. And I think
Phantom would probably be a little bit more of a stabilizing factor, which would be good too.
Definitely. What's a good exit strategy? How do you guys know when to get out of crypto? It's a lot of things.
Yeah, my keep it simple, stupid strategy. We'll see how well this works this bull market, but my keep it simple, stupid strategy is just understanding a couple of the basic things with the top of the market, which is 1, Bitcoin tops first. 2, when the altcoins are continuing to run past Bitcoin's top for about 2 weeks to a month extra, that's where it's like, okay, that's the last sign. And when Bitcoin tops, usually you got that pi cycle top indicator hitting. So that's the keep it simple, stupid strategy. You only have to watch like literally that one indicator, which you can make by yourself on TradingView. It doesn't require anything extra. And then what do you call it? just watch for that lag in price of altcoins and ETH. And because the lag in the price of altcoins and ETH is the telltale sign, like that's the death knell of the bull market. We did, the one exception to that is we got that in the spring of 21, right? In April to May. April was when Bitcoin got its peak. And then May was when Ethereum and all the altcoins got their peak. We dipped into the summer and we did have that rebound bounce up to new all-time highs. But the technical actual peak of the bull market was in the spring. The top there that happened in November of 21 was just a reactionary high. So doesn't mean, if you get that absolute top, doesn't mean you can't get a reactionary bounce at some point in the bear market, but it's usually not that strong. I think for Bitcoin, when it did that in 2018, it went down from the top of Bitcoin was middle of December 2017, and then it went down, and then the altcoins kept going up into middle of January, and then Bitcoin just crashed then from 20,000 to like 6,000, and then I remember though in February, March, it bounced from 6,000 back to 12. So that, some of those first big bounces in the bear market after you get that top can be pretty significant trades as well, right? And I would treat those as trades rather than investments. So take most of your profits out on that first peak, and then, maybe take some extra cash and see if you can get a quick, anywhere between 2 to 6 month bounce.
Definitely.
But there will be a lot of sentiment signals and stuff too. Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's just during those big uptakes and stuff. And, you do have to kind of risk it for the biscuit sometimes to see how high it can go, right?
Yeah.
But if the portfolio starts getting to a point where like, wow, this is a lot of money, you gotta start pairing some off, and you start seeing crazy euphoria. I mean, the hex flex is one that's always talked about a little bit because that's more closer to home to a lot of us. But
right,
the lunatics, so the terrorists, I forgot whatever the FTX people were calling each other, but pretty much I don't know, orgies.
Yeah, the harem.
The harems and stuff. Yeah, and that one really never went that high, really. I mean, the FTX token did, I guess. I mean, if you bought it the cheapest, maybe, but like it didn't really it never impressed me. Neither, the token that I kind of regretted not buying a little bit because I was in it really early. It's just I got a little impatient with it. Was probably like what's called a KuCoin token. KuCoin token did very well.
Right. Yeah, that one was kind of surprised. Was surprisingly shot up a bit.
Yeah, right. But I think it's just because it kind of became the dark, like the kind of the underground dark horse like exchange. Everyone was kind of using in secret. I think Mexi is kind of like taking that seat right now, but KuCoin's still kicking right now, believe it or not, which is.
Oh yeah. I don't think they're going away. I think they made enough money, even though they have to KYC now. Like they're still going to be around.
Yeah. We got Nick Anderson. Thanks, guys. I'm balls deep in memes. Let's hope it pays off. You guys should look into me. Bull some more. I think it's going to print the cycle. I hope so too. It doesn't.
At least like sometimes you look at these meme coins when people talk about them and stuff, and you're like, "Damn, the amount of red flags on that are crazy." But like at least with that one, it's like okay, looks interesting.
The thing that worries me is like there's so many $100 million memes, and like I can say something about Ponke, I guess too. I really could. But I do see like steady Eddie things happening. So like it's not crazy for me to see that coin go to $1 billion, and with the amount of social media followers that they have and the marketing push, I could see that. But you need a positive like market. You need Solana doing well or above average well. Yeah. For it to run with something like a Pepe, it's more like a lot of the Ethereum memes are a lot more concentrated. There's a lot of wealth over there. That's why you've got it at 4 billion market cap right now.
Yeah, true.
And he's like, why can't my thing go viral? Like it can go to 4 billion. Like it could, but that could be the absolute peak. And like for Ponke, right? Like I'm not saying no crazy numbers. I'm like, it can go 2 to 4 billion, right? At current, like what's Ponke at right now? Ponke is at 158 million, right? 158 million, right? So for every dollar, it's $2. So it can go $4 to $8 from current price of 29 cents. That's still moderately, like not conservative, but just kind of like with it, like without like blowing these crazy numbers out of proportion. Like, all right, like even if I did the crazy number, $8 divided by 30 cents, right? Let's see, dollars divided by 30 cents. That's a 26.666x, right? Could it go higher than that? Sure, but it's literally going to the market cap of Pepe that it's at right now, right? Hopefully, it can go even higher than that. That'd be incredible. But that's where we don't know. Like, we don't know. We just we have to see. Like, we can only go off of what we know right now and where we see things going around. But it's totally possible if Bitcoin starts getting to the high 180,000 range, or it's trying to touch 200,000. Ethereum is going just absolutely bananas. Then sky's the limit. And some of these coins actually could go to that point. But what does scare me personally a little bit, and this is not. I'm not trying to flutter anything. It's just there's so many $100 million market cap coins now, and there's also quite a few kind of mid caps. Giga's gone up pretty nicely. I think it's at 300 million. I think or so, and it's what's happening to a lot of coins is there's not enough to pump them to $1 billion because there's just so many. Because it's this one's already at a couple 100 million. Let me rotate.
Right now we have Doge is at 15 billion, and then you have 10 billion for Shiba, right? So, I mean, if you get a significant increase in total crypto market cap, then those numbers can increase quite a bit, and then you can get a lot more memes going to $1 billion, or even maybe 10 billion. But because that at that point you'd have Doge and Shiba at I don't know 50 or 100 billion. Right. So. It's definitely possible, but the market has to have a really good alt season run.
Yeah.
And this is also why it's good to sell some of the meme coins when they go on a 1 month pump. Usually they give back with it after that 1 month. So if you just what do you call it? Once you make a really good lick on them, at least take some profits, or at least take your profits times a few. And then you can hold the rest as a moon bag and then reinvest it if it crashes, because these things crash all the time.
Yeah, we got Crypto Chronic 7K portfolio. Make it all. I'm making any suggestions. I'll make some suggestions. Moon Math is it's just basically Pulse Chain does well, which I think it will. But let's just Moon Math wise. I mean, let's see. Let me just see suggestion-wise. Is there anything I'd add? P-die to $1, baby.
I mean, to be honest, See, first I was I missed Pulse X, but now I see that.
And since you're I just concentrate this a little bit. I mean, I'd probably just sell the EHEX into PHEX, or sell the EHEX into maybe more Pulse Chain, or you get yourself a Pulse X, because it's you have to either concentrate this a little bit more so you can have enough, or you can have some to sell where you don't want to be spread too thin, right? So I mean, maybe one of the rare times I tell you probably sell the EHEX because you only have 7K of it. Just sell it into Pulse Chain, and then concentrate your DCAs between Pulse Chain and PHEX, because those are the ones that are going to make you the money. You might be able to make some nice little scratch up of Phantom pumping. I find it funny you have 888 Phantom.
Right. Well, with something like this, I would say as well, you have one thing that's exposing you to the outside space other than Pulse, right? Get maybe one more. It doesn't have to be a super stable one or whatever. It could be a high flyer as well, but get one more thing out of the Pulse Chains area. And I don't know, the P-Hedron would be not a terrible one to seed another position potentially if I don't know. I think it would take that one a while to do well.
Right, because if we can get 100x top to bottom, right, let's just say 31, it's a 30% of a penny, or the highest I've ever had, my Moon Math for Pulse Chain. This is if things are going bananas, 3 cents. That's 1,000x bottom to top, right? But if we get 100x, which is more real, let's say it's more realistic, that if the portfolio is 7K, that's a 66x from here. We're talking about, you turn that into almost 500,000.
Hey,
but you're waiting to to right there, but just what'll end up happening along the way as it starts becoming it's 14,000, 25,000, 50,000, you'll start grabbing stuff and trying to make other plays, and the thing is you have to stay loaded at the barrel, because you gotta make sure you don't fumble that. just a little advice. Shout out to Matty Allen, man. See you guys at Permissionless so far. It's much more lit than expected. You're there? Are you there actually?
Yeah, you landed there today, you said.
Oh shit, cool, man. Tell me when they turn off the liquor. Let me know. I know it's Mormon town over there, so yeah.
yeah. Do some market research for us tonight, then.
Market research, Matty. Oh, that's so funny. Ricky Romero, I made my wife a small portfolio of $250 near, 250 Aero, 60 Metis, Illuvium Sol, Evo. How much can my mini portfolio go? That's actually really interesting, actually.
It is interesting, right? Well, yeah, because like this one, like how much is it in total, right? So 250, that's 500, plus 200 right there, that's 7 plus another 100, basically. What's that? $800?
Yeah.
What would you say the average number of X's on these overall would be? Like maybe a 20?
20x, yeah. 20x.
Yeah, 20x sounds about right.
Sol might bring that down a little bit just because it's done so well already from the bottom top already, but it could keep. But if you're getting ETF, it could run just 20 as well. Like,
yeah, well, yeah. Let's say it's like the 17x or something. I mean, that's like 15 to 20k, 15 to 18k, or something.
That's a Birkin bag, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Birkin. No, sure.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing is, right? Women will be able to figure out how to spend the 18k like that.
Hey, Miguel, I was so preoccupied selling my wife's bags, I never sold my own. And then my wife sold the bag for a bag, Miguel.
Or it'd be hilarious, right? Like the bull market's going, she's like, you know what? This is a good amount of money. I think I'm just gonna sell it all. She does, and then like he's like, no, I think we got more bull market left, but she was the one that called the top.
Dude, that's like my brother Eric, bro. He be doing that stuff. He's like, Miguel, sell it right here. But I know it's like my brother always sells at really good prices. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. He's just like, sell it. I don't care.
Some people have a knack for it.
Yeah. Though I do have some revenge, man. I told my brother to take some profit, and he didn't listen on some of his hex. On this is not this way up to the top. This is like on the rebound. Like when we're right before the snapshot and stuff. And he's like, your stake's out, bro. I'd probably sell it, bro. Just take it into cash, and then when Pulse Chain launches, just see what happens. Stake it. Bro, take some profit, stake it. All right. He's like, yeah, I probably should have taken the profit. Yeah. But hey, it is what it is, man. But yeah, we've answered all the super chats, man. It's hurricane season, meme coin season. Whatever dips happen, or there's huge buying opportunities, because I don't think the dips last for very long.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if as long as the hurricane doesn't come out very terribly, it's looking like we're heading up. The market wants to head up already.
I think we got a lot of good, range bound action before we break out sometime in November. So that'll give a lot of good data for which coins want to pump real well, give you guys some good accumulation ranges, keep you on your toes. And it's going to make the Q4 course a hell of a lot of fun. So jump in or, have fun staying poor.
Definitely, you guys. Well, we'll catch you guys on the flip side, you guys, man. Definitely join up the Crypto Mindset Q3 mega course, you guys. And we'll see you guys on, I guess, the Illuvium tournament. Peace.
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.